So A-frame, that should look pretty similar to your last van. You had the Alco hitch stabiliser on your last one. You may have had the red handle. Yeah, so it's exactly the same, it's just different handle. We just redo the handle. It works exactly the same. So it's grease-free, paint-free tow ball. So for as long as you've got that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the same as my one.
Yeah, it should be exactly the same as your last one, yeah. So what different you've got, you may not have had this on your last one, that's just a handle to lift up the jockey wheel.
Yeah.
These extra things that come with this particular model. You've also got ATC, I don't know if you had ATC in your last van.
No.
Are you aware what ATC is or what it does?
It's trailer control, isn't it?
Yeah, that's what it is. So if it detects that movement, so if it starts wagging, all it does is apply the brakes slowly and then releases them. So you imagine a car in a caravan at that kind of angle, slows the caravan down and the car just pulls it straight.
Do you know, I've never had that problem in my van.
No, if you've got a pretty stable setup,
Not even the Luna.
yeah, if you've got a quite a solid car, which you have, that makes it. Obviously, loading is obviously still critical. You still need to make sure, as long as you're loading correctly, which you must have done, otherwise you would have felt that.
There's nothing in the van, hardly.
No, but if you go and pile heavy stuff in that bed down there, that's when you start getting into trouble.
Well, it's in the wrong area anyway.
Yeah, exactly. You're right behind the axle there. It's obviously you can make things a little bit more difficult for yourself. I'll show you all that when it sets up, when we connect up. Okay. I've just realised you've got 2 7-pins. I assume you've got a 13-pin on that top one.
Yes.
Is that 13?
I have got a lead in the back of the car.
That's fine, yeah. Because obviously you've got a 13-pin.
Yeah, I've got that lead.
That's right. That's fine. Right, what you can see from the gas, as I said, we'll get your pigtail. This is our gas at the moment. What you can do with this, oh no, it is actually on. Right, what obviously you've got is butane, right? These come with a pigtail. It's got an extra safety device on it. Obviously it's our gas, but see that there? That's a safety device. That releases gas into there, up to that point. You've also got what is called a crash sensor. So these were designed to operate with the gas switched on when you're travelling. Okay, obviously it goes against the grain where you normally will say do not travel with the gas on, but these have got these safety devices. If you decide you're going to use butane, you're going to have a different pipe which won't have that on. Okay, so you'll have the connection which is fit to the top of your blue bottle, and that means really you shouldn't be travelling with that gas on.
So I've got a 4.5 kilogram
Blue.
colour.
Yeah, you got a
Blue.
yeah. So you've got the butane.
So would that be a different pipe for that
It's
then?
a different pipe, yeah. We can get you that. Obviously, you won't be able to operate it as.
You won't be able to operate it while we're driving along?
Exactly, yeah.
Well, we don't anyway.
No, this is not many people who do, but it's just that option. So if you do decide to do that, don't. Obviously, if you're using propane, use this type of pigtail because you've got that release there.
Yeah.
Okay. What you've got is a duo control, so you could have 2 cylinders connected. So that's why you've got a second pipe here. Otherwise, it's just blank cap on and just operate from the one side. If you want to, you can have one on reserve, both connected, both turned on. So this is obviously when you're on site. That arrow there is pointing to this one at the moment, so I'm operating off this gas. If you had the other one, you'd have that turned on as reserve. You can see this indicator here, that's to say we've got pressure here. Alright, at the moment. That's that green level there.
Yeah.
So what will happen is, when you're using the gas, if you've got the other one connected ready, so once you've exhausted that gas, that will go red, but it will allow gas to come from the other cylinder. Okay, so if you've got the heating system up and running, it's not going to stop.
That's good.
But you need to obviously come in regularly to check. If that's gone to red, you need to turn it across to that one, and obviously change that one, otherwise you end up with 2 empty gas cylinders instead of just the one. Okay, this one here is what is called the crash sensor. That button there, that can trigger, obviously in a crash, or going over a bit of a, these road humps or something like that, or a pothole, may trigger that, and it'll pop out. It'll stop the gas flow.
Oh, right.
Okay, so when you get to site, you turn your gas on. You've got a green thing there. There's no gas inside. Just all you need to do is just to reset it. Just press and hold it for a few seconds, and it should reset.
Got it.
All right. Right. We'll go on these. Right. So come down inside the van. You've got your water inlet. Okay, it should be something similar, I would have thought, to your last van.
Yeah, it's exactly the same pump.
So you've got an onboard pump.
Yeah.
All you got is a pipe. So this is your pipe. Just make sure it's straight before you put it in. Just got the compressor just kicking up on the back of this. So obviously, if it's not straight, it's curling up. It's just going to draw the air out the top of your acroil instead of the water. So make sure it's straight.
Yeah.
Okay. Battery. If you've got your battery with you, or
My battery's on the other van.
right, okay.
But it was a good laser battery.
Yeah, we can sort that out. Yeah. Normally we exchange them over onto the new van.
Yeah.
Yeah, as long as it's in good condition, it should be.
Now it is in good condition. I mean, it just use the motor mover.
Yeah.
Still working that, so.
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah. Okay, so we've got obviously got our batteries connected at the moment. Electric connection is there. So it's just pretty something similar to your Luna anyway. Key point for your motor mover is there.
Yeah.
You've also got an external aerial point there as well. Okay, so you can connect an external aerial. Okay.
What external?
Well, on some sites, so say you're going to be in the depth of Wales, you're in between the mountains, you might not get a radio or even a TV signal. That site may have a boost aerial. So they may have connected their bollards.
Yeah.
You can connect an aerial point to that, and you'll be able to get a signal.
That's good.
Because your aerial might not pick a signal. Alright.
Brilliant.
Wastewater outlet, something similar I would have thought.
Yeah.
Toilet again, I would have
Same as my other one.
exactly the same, yeah.
Yeah.
You've got your drain in there as well.
Yeah.
For your flush tank. Okay.
Yeah.
Right, coming around the back.
The drain on my other one, right? You know, to drain the water.
For the flush tank.
I actually put it from the beer shop. I bought them little taps from the beer shop.
Oh, yeah.
And I put a pipe on it.
Right.
So that to drain that tank,
Yeah.
I could just under the tap and put the pipe into a bottle.
Yeah. Well, with that, you can just use the flush system, flush it out. Or you want to, what you mean to reuse it? You mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. That's obviously.
Well, sometimes to reuse it, but sometimes just to empty it.
Drain.
Yeah.
Yeah. You can just flush it. If you flush it using the flush system, obviously you can drop it into that container, the waste container or whatever, and then just drain that last little bit for that pipe. Otherwise, you're trying to drain all that out for the pipe. You'll say, have you zoomed that in, have you?
Yeah, I am by accident.
Yeah, sometimes you can over zoom it, all you can see is a blur.
It's okay now.
It's alright mate, good. Right, what you've got here is fixings ready for a bike rack. So if you decide to have a bike rack fitted, they're already fitted. So they're not drilling holes in the wall unnecessarily.
Yeah.
Right, we're in the wrong place. Also you've got access under your bed.
Yeah.
As I said, obviously it's well behind the axle, so just be very careful what weight you put in there. Your spare wheel is situated in here as well.
It's the same layout as the Luna.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Good.
It's
obviously like
got
that.
the same locker in the same place.
Yeah.
Even, yeah.
Yeah, that's good.
Then the Zenith.
Right, very important this, that you do check your wheel nuts regularly.
Yes.
Okay, it is on your plate here, 130 newton meters. You see that there? It does show steel setting as well, but it's the alloy one you want to take notice of. So it's in the smaller writing, 130 newton meters. As I said, I will check that before you leave, but do make sure you're checking them regularly. I always check mine before I go away each time.
He always does.
Yeah, that's good. Good.
He was inside his car, you know.
Yeah.
So I put with his car, he did the same.
Yeah,
Wow.
right, so what you've got here, obviously is we wound up one of the girls in the office, so you can watch the telly as you're driving along, but you can't. You can watch it in the mirror. Obviously, it's for a TV point for inside your awning. So you've got your TV bracket. Obviously, you have to take the TV off the bracket when you're travelling.
Of course.
But you've also got your 12 volt, you've got 240, and you've got an aerial point there as well. Obviously, that's the bracket is obviously attached to the back of your TV. So
Yeah.
your back of your TV should have the screws for that.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you just screw that, and then that just drops on, slots onto your bracket.
Got it.
Okay.
So we'll need more than one TV then.
I told you,
No possible. Or you can just pull that off there and drop it onto the other one.
Yeah.
Right, open up. You've got your gas barbecue,
Yeah.
and you've also got a 240 outlet there as well.
one, yeah.
So you've got a 240 outlet as well as the TV outlet, which has got 240, and then you've got the obviously gas barbecue. All right. Good shot.
So we can sort that one out.
Right, if you'd like to go inside.
No, I'm kind of frustrated. Oh, that's right.
Oh dear.
That's fine. That's all everybody sees. Right. Right, I'll just put my slippers on. Because Jim just shouts at me if I get the.
I ain't got mine on.
I've got mine. Right. So what we've got here is your control panel. So that's something you can operate off the app if you wanted to, or you can just operate it as manually if you don't want all that technology. Okay. So I can just wave my hand in front of it. That just lights the screen up. Okay. But that to switch it on is a 12 volts. That is your master switch there. That's your water pump. That's your main lights. So that's a master switch for your main lights. Master switch for your dimmer lights. An all-in light. So all-in light, you can actually switch it on there, or even on your fob, on your alarm fob as well. Okay.
Oh yeah, the only lights down
Yeah.
there.
So you got the rocker switch there. One does. Oh, that'll be that one. So the bottom
Oh, that's
one
nice.
is the one above your kitchen. So that's your entry light. Okay, and then the other one, which is there, is your all-in light, which you should indicate. Oh, that's your main lights going off. So you see that blue light there? That's to indicate the all-in light's going on and off. Okay.
Got it, yeah.
Right, what we've also shown is your battery level. So it's 14.3 volts that's going through on my battery at the moment. showing that the battery is in good condition or not, depending on where you are and how much electric you're using. Flash of electric that's to show you got electric connected. Time, that's to denote you're using the leisure battery. And if I scroll up or down, you can see different things. Heating settings. So if you're using your app and you want to change from, obviously this is control for your heating on its own. So that's your manual control for your heating. You can operate your heating from your app, or you can set it for timer on this as well. If I press the arrow pointing towards the screen, so at the moment it says control manual, so I'm controlling the heating system on its own from there, right? By just switching that button on. Or I can set it to timer, or I can set it to app, so obviously off your phone. Okay, I'll just leave that on manual for a second. Exit settings. Leisure charging, as I said before. No vehicle battery, so if your vehicle was attached you could see what the battery was on that. Solar power, so we've got obviously solar power on the roof, you can see what energy is coming on that. Select battery, if you had your car and caravan still attached on site, you could actually draw 12 volts from that battery if you wanted to. Probably not a good idea because you end up with a flattened out battery, you're in trouble. AC limit, so on site you'll have a bollard that you connect your electric to. You draw too much electric from that, it will trip it. Okay, so if you've got electric ring on your cooker, your microwave, you've got 3 kilowatts happening on this, obviously it's all going to overdo the bollard and it's going to trip it. Okay, so what you can do is set a limit. At the minute the limit's set off. If I press the arrow button pointing towards the screen, I can set a limit, so that's 5 amp. In the centre it's showing me what I'm using, so obviously that's well above 5 amp. So what it will do, it will start shutting down the kilowatts on your boiler. So if you operate on electric on the boiler, it will start shutting that down, hopefully to try and prevent it from tripping. If you just go and switch a load of electric stuff on, it more than likely will still trip it anyway. Okay, so you can set it from minimum 5 amps all the way up to 16, so which is the standard one for this country. Okay, you can see we're well above that at the moment, or well below it I should say. This little icon on the top there just to say it's unlocked. Otherwise it's switched off, and you just obviously be careful as you normally are, I'm assuming. Right, internal temperature, you'll see the temperature is slightly different now because the thermostat's in different positions. Dimmer level, so your dimmer lights, which are the ones above the lockers, can be controlled manually from here. So if you can see your dimmer level saying on the bottom there, press the arrow pointing towards the screen again, so you get all the way up to 100%. Now it's just dropped down to 5. If I press it again, you just go up in 10% increments and set it where you want to. Okay, you can also do that on the app. Next one down, heating settings, we did that one. System settings. Alright, so if I press into this one, you can set your clock. So you can set your hour, minute, day, month, year, whatever. And then key beep, so every time you press the button it goes beep. That can really annoy you, you can switch it off. Backlight time, so that will go to sleep after about 30 seconds. You can change the timing on that if you wanted to. Same with the LEDs. So these ones here, they will go to sleep after about 30 seconds. You can change that if you wanted to. Tank alarms off because you haven't got a tank. So these control panels do all different units that Swift do. Some have tanks, some haven't. Obviously this one hasn't. Bluetooth pair. So if you've got your mobile phone, if you've got the app on there, you can connect via Bluetooth.
Yeah, well we've both got Bluetooth, so we'll probably be using one. Yeah,
okay. And then you've got Bluetooth delete. So if you're having issues trying to connect with it, you can press Bluetooth delete off there, and then obviously repair it again. Okay. Then exit settings. Okay, happy with that?
Yeah.
So far.
So far.
There's still a lot to take in, isn't there?
Oh, there is. That's why we offer the camera, because there's so much information. If you imagine you were brand new to caravanning, you've gone through everything outside, so levelling, how to attach this, how to attach that. Then you come in and say, right, we're going to do this now. It's like, your brain's going into meltdown and you're thinking...
I think we're lucky because we've been doing it for so many years.
Yeah, exactly. So you've got the basics. See, certain things like this, obviously...
It's the technology that's going to get us.
Yeah, it's obviously you've got to keep up with
just
that.
make sure our son comes.
I've got my IT department to tell me, son.
Yeah, that's it, yeah. Always rely on the youngsters. Yeah, my daughter's the same. Right, so this here is your heating system, or the control panel for the heating system. Obviously it's not going to heat from that. There's a boiler in the corner there. If you're aware of the heating system in this, obviously the other one you would have had a blown air fire and boiler probably separate.
Keep switching it, you know.
Yeah, so what with this, it's one unit in that corner.
Yeah.
That heats the system which is being circulated around your van, and it also heats the hot water tank which is in the centre of it. Okay, so this controls it by switching it on and off there. What's shown at the moment, that is a circulation of your heating system. So if that icon's there, that means it's doing that. If it's not there, It's not doing that. Okay, so it's
Is that just
so
the heating
thermostat will switch
system,
off.
or is that for the hot water as well?
It's all for that boiler, so that does the heating and the hot water.
So you're going to make sure you got your water connected before you mess with that.
No, you can actually operate that boiler with no water in it, and you can heat the room up without water being in that hot water tank. It's different from the boiler you used to have. If you did that with your previous boiler, you had no water in it. You switch the element on, you're in trouble.
When my previous boiler in the Luna,
Yeah.
we always made sure that the water was connected in full before we switched the water heater on.
Yeah, it's a totally different because this is a system that is
That was a
combined.
trimmer.
That was a trimmer boiler, yeah. So it was just a boiler on its own, which had an element like a kettle.
Correct.
Yeah, and that if you switch the element on, it's like boiling the kettle with no
yeah.
water in. This is a totally different system. You can have the heating on with no hot water in the hot water tank. Okay. It's just it's the way it is. It's like a jacket. It's not an element sitting in a tank. It's like a jacket that heats it up and heats the circulation that goes around your van as well. Okay. What we've also got on here, that there is to say you've got electric connected. So I'm just trying to think where the consumer unit is. Hopefully it's sitting under here. It is. Right.
That's where
That's your consumer unit there, right?
Same place as that.
Yes. Heating and hot water. There's your button. Okay. That's your isolator for your electric. If I press that off, have a look at your screen up there now. Little plugs disappear from the top right hand corner. Yeah. So you won't be operating on electric if you haven't switched that off, obviously, or you haven't got any electric. Okay. So I'll switch that back on again. Little plug should appear on that screen. So we've got electric there. Okay, so that's just to say we've got electric available.
Gotcha.
And then room temperature, as you can feel it's quite warm, is in the centre there.
Is the heating on?
Yeah.
Oh God.
I didn't really want the heating on, but obviously it is. So the top line now, what I've done is just press the menu button. Okay? So the next screen appears. I've got a maximum of 30 degrees. Probably not a temperature you really want. So if I don't want the heating...
It's a bit warm.
Yeah. So if you don't want the heating running, just bring the temperature below what that says there. Heating is now switched off itself. Okay, so it's thermostatically controlled, so that thermostat switched it off. The heating will come back on again when it drops down to that temperature. Okay?
Yeah.
Otherwise, you set it to whichever temperature you
Have
want.
you got that out?
Yeah.
Easy enough?
Have you got that too?
No.
No.
No,
So-
I think we're doing it right.
Yeah,
No, we'll get that.
you get that. So it's just set the temperature you want,
Yeah.
20 degrees or whatever. So depending on what the temperature is external out here is, if it's a really hot day, obviously the heater's not going to come on until it's cooled down a bit. Right?
I have a similar thing at work. I've got air conditioning, and that automatically switches
Yeah, well,
off.
but that will bring
And
the
if we want-
that'll bring the temperature down.
And
This
if we
won't bring
want-
the temperature down. It will.
No,
Yeah.
but we now try to set so I should be able to work.
That's it. If you set it at a temperature,
Yeah.
obviously you're not going to be able to drag it down unless you get an aircon fitted or something like that. But obviously it naturally drops over the day. On the end of a summer day, it tends to drop quite cool, doesn't it? So as it drops to that, heating will kick in. All right.
Great.
Next one is water heating. So water heating is off. Press the plus button, it goes green. Half a triangle coloured in, that's your water heating on. Okay, so that's your normal running. So that's your normal setting for your water heating.
Yeah.
Okay, if you want to, you can boost it. If I press the plus button again, full triangle now. What that's doing now is concentrating all the heating on the hot water for a period of 30 minutes. What it will do is shut down the heating system. So it will shut that down for that period then.
So they'll just warm up the water and.
Exactly, yeah. So it's holding it all there. You don't want, and if you had the heating on, it would be drawing the heat away from it.
Of course.
Okay, so something like that you may want to use if you're going to use the onboard shower, or you want to do a lot of washing up.
We don't use a shower,
Yeah.
we use a site we do.
Yeah, so if you want, that's probably the only reason why you might need it, or if you want to just heat the water up quicker.
Yeah.
But otherwise, just set it to that, which is normal running. Okay, next one along is your energy. So that's electric off. 1 kilowatt, 2 or 3. Okay, so the options are up to 3 kilowatts, and gas. So that's gas on as well now. Okay. Right, the reasons why you might have operated on both. So in the summer, 2 kilowatts is probably efficient enough to heat that water tank. Okay, you probably won't need much heating for the room, hopefully not, unless you're going into the Siberia or somewhere like that. But 2 kilowatts is efficient enough to heat that hot water tank. Okay, if you imagine at home, if you've got an electric kettle, that's probably around about 2 kilowatts.
Yeah.
That's trying to heat up that much water,
Yeah.
and it's not trying to heat the kitchen. Right?
Gotcha, yeah.
Yeah, so if you imagine 2 kilowatts in the winter, 2 kilowatts is not really going to give you a decent amount of warmth in here,
No.
and trying to heat up 10 litres of water as well. Okay, especially first thing when you get there. So what you may want to do is operate on electric and gas. So what that will do is use both energies from cold, gets up to temperature, then it'll shut the gas off. It'll tick over on electric then, unless the temperature drops rapid. So if someone like myself leaves the door wide open, temperature drops, gas will kick back in again, using both energies, electric and gas, up to temperature, then it'll shut the gas off again. So it's not using the gas all the time, it's just enough to keep you nice and warm. Obviously if the temperature stays up there, which these do, because they're very well insulated, the gas is not going to be on and off too often, unless you do leave the door open. Okay? But otherwise, 2-3 kilowatts probably, especially in the summer, is efficient enough. Okay? So
Got it, yeah.
Yeah, so that's your basics of that. You happy with that, yeah?
Yeah, fine,
But
yeah.
there is further menu. This one here, which is, says activated functions, what that is, if I press on it, you go into this part of it, it says third party panel, and it's actually ticked. What that is, as long as that is ticked, that can communicate with the heating. Okay, if it's not ticked, so if that's off, that won't communicate with that. So if I leave that on, so if you want to use your app, that needs to be switched on, which it is
Gotcha.
now. Okay,
Got it, yeah.
Yeah.
all right. So do you want me to connect up your phone to the system?
You can do that with yours because you
Yeah.
use it more than me. Have you got your phone?
We're on videoing.
Give me your phone.
Do I stop the record?
Yeah, you can do it.
Yeah.